Hello, my name is Father James Kelleher, and I'm a priest in the Society of Our Lady of the Most Holy Trinity, and I'm the founder and director of Eucharistic Family Rosary Crusade. I do Rosary Crusades all over the United States, England, Ireland, and Central America. And today I would like to talk with you about Saint Mother Teresa of Calcutta and her love for Jesus in the Eucharist in Eucharistic adoration. And I'd like to explore some of her teachings and quotes on adoration because they're so beautiful and they can draw us into a deeper love of this great gift. Mother Teresa and her sisters made a daily holy hour in the presence of Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. And this is what Mother said about the power and impact of that holy hour. We find that through our daily holy hour, our love for Jesus becomes more intimate, our love for each other more understanding, and our love for the poor more compassionate. The way their holy hour worked was in the first half hour, they would pray the rosary. And then in the second half hour, it would be silent prayer in front of Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament exposed. You know, these nuns got up early in the morning and they worked really hard during the day. And their holy hour was usually at 3 in the afternoon. And I actually was able to experience this holy hour with the Mother Teresa's nuns when I was a graduate student in Rome, Italy. I like to go over there and just join them for their holy hour, and they're very happy to have visitors come. You would enter their small chapel, and there were no benches or anything. The sisters would just kneel on the floor. And there was always a spirit of joy there. Well, one day I came to that convent to do the holy hour, and I'd brought along a seminarian from England who was going to be ordained by the Holy Father in 2 weeks. Well, when I got there and knocked on the door, this beautiful 25-year-old nun from India with a big smile on her face welcomed me and seminarian Michael. And I said, "We've come today to do the holy hour at 3. Would that be okay? Michael's going to be ordained by the Holy Father in 2 weeks." She said, "Oh, that's wonderful. Mother's here today." And I thought she was referring to her Mother Superior, and I says, "That's great that your Mother Superior is here, but we just want to pray, during the holy hour with you and the other sisters." She says, "Oh no, Mother's here today, and I'm going to go tell her you're here." And I realized that Mother Teresa was there, and she was going to go tell Mother Teresa. Mother came out a few minutes later, and I have to admit, I was tongue-tied. I was speechless. I couldn't say anything, and fortunately, because seminarian Michael was going to be ordained soon, Mother mainly had words of wisdom for him. But it was very moving because when Mother looked at you, she looked at you right in the eye, and you felt that love of Jesus radiating through her loving gaze, even as she just talked with seminarian Michael and I. And so it came time for the holy hour, and so we went in and joined Mother and the other sisters in the holy hour. It's always very moving because they have in the monstrance exposed on the altar, and then on the wall about 6 feet behind is the crucifix, and at the foot of the crucifix is the words of Jesus, "I thirst." And this is one of the key phrases for Mother Teresa and her nuns, is that in doing the work of the poorest of the poor, they're seeking to satiate the thirst of Jesus for the salvation of souls. So as one dying man said, after being cared for by Mother and her sisters, he said, "I may have lived like an animal on the street, but I'm going to die like an angel." What consoling words, what inspiration. These nuns, through their great love for Jesus in the Eucharist, were so filled with that love that it just radiated from them as they cared for the poorest of the poor. And the poor felt the love of God for them. And so the poor died close to God, ready to go home to see Him. Eucharistic adoration, a fundamental in Mother Teresa's life. I'd like to share with you a couple quotes. "Every holy hour we make so pleases the heart of Jesus that it will be recorded in heaven and retold for all eternity. It opens up the floodgates of God's merciful love upon the world." Mother had 2 books that she was especially fond of. One was called "Come to Me in the Blessed Sacrament," and this was a book that had a foundational Eucharistic spirituality that she just loved to read and reread. And the other book was "Loving Jesus with the Heart of Mary." And in that, she said, we could see how much Jesus loves us in the Blessed Sacrament. When you look at the crucifix, you understand how much Jesus loved you. When you look at the sacred host, you understand how much Jesus loves you now. And Mother Teresa says, this is why we need perpetual adoration in every parish throughout the world. She said that if we come together in adoration, that abortion will end. She says that if we come together in adoration, peace will reign on the earth. Because when you and I come to do Eucharistic adoration, we come to worship the Prince of Peace. And as we worship him, he fills our hearts, he fills our families, our nation, and the world with his peace, an everlasting peace. Ave Maria.